auditoriums all around us. For example, look at this majestic butterfly. Not long ago, it was an ugly worm. Like this worm, Johnny and Molly are undergoing changes. They've entered that stage in life when new thoughts, feelings, and urges are developing. You too may be experiencing these changes. Just remember that it's natural, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Of course, we're talking about
Hello, I'm Gene Siskel.
And I'm Roger Ebert.
And this is At the Movies. Now today we'll be doing a special edition of the show at the Huntington Beach Union High School District Auditorium, where we will be looking at movies from decades past, the songs that lie within them, and the commentary on teenage drama and adolescence that they make. But first, we have to go over some rules. First of all, no food is allowed in the auditorium at any time. Roger?
Yeah. Oh,
no food.
I'm sorry. I forgot to give you yours. I actually got you the bigger one. You're welcome.
Roger, we can't have any food. It would be unfair.
Fine. $23 down the drain. Okay.
In the case of emergencies, there are also emergency exits placed on the side and in the rear of the theater. Roger, we can't have any drinks like that either. They could break and spill onto the chairs.
I get it.
The floor.
Okay, something more durable.
That's even worse. There's an open top. You could spill it itself.
You know what? You continue with your spiel, and I'll just continue with mine.
No chips, Roger.
Well, it's good because this is out. You know what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me?
That's actually okay. Yes, bottled water is the only drink allowed in the auditorium, so feel free to bring in as much as you like. And I think that about covers it.
No phones allowed.
I'm busy. I can't do this right now.
No phones allowed?
Yeah,
no phones allowed, please?
Oh, bye.
Is that your mother?
I'd not like to comment.
Speaking of blatantly breaking the rules just to see what happens, tonight's show's all about teenagers, Gene.
Don't even get me started, Roger. Now, as you well know, the modern teenager didn't really start to come around until the 1940s, in post-World War II America, when the economy was racing faster and faster, and American families could start living the American dream.
Yes, indeed. Part of this American dream was education. And post-World War II, education became more of a standard for everybody. And this meant that even though you weren't 12 anymore, you could still go to school. That took off a lot of responsibilities from children at home, giving them more leisure time to, figure out how to get in trouble.
And of course, new technologies grew up with these new teenagers as they widened the gap between parents and their kids. Such innovations as the transistor radio allowed kids to listen to musical hits that they might not listen to at the Philco family radio at home. And the 45 RPM single record allowed kids to inexpensively listen to musical hits that they would later hear on AM radio.
The ever-increasing amount of technology that was present in America at this time really kind of widened the gap between the parents and their children. And it kind of made the focal point of the cultural eye was the growing up period of the teenager. And as such, Hollywood really wanted to capitalize on this because they saw that teenagers were really marketable. And this was evident in their 1955 film, Blackboard Jungle.
And that was one of the movies that really signified the Hollywood floodgates had just been burst wide open, with all kinds of images of teenagers, of juvenile delinquents, the classic rebel without a cause type of portrayal of teenagers with their fast cars, greaseback hair, poodle skirts, and drive-in movies.
These ever-increasing popular films about teenagers always really centered around the questions of insecurity, identity, and where the people fit in society. And this really captured the nation's imagination. And that's why these movies became such cash cows, and why studio execs started to pump out movies like Grease, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Valley Girl, and the like.
That's right. And as the film industry progressed through the 60s and 70s, They essentially became hip to the kind of demand that was increasing for rock and roll themed teenage films, and they just kind of gave into the phenom.
Like chemical pheromones, like to influence how people think?
What? No, you're misunderstanding it. I mean phenom. It means like fad or trend or like feeling of the times kind of thing.
You want to keep on going, Mr. Webster? I'm sorry that I don't read the dictionary for enjoyment on the weekends.
I don't read the dictionary on the weekends. I read it maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, maybe Wednesdays.
Saturdays and Sundays. Oh, yeah, but
It's beside the point, Roger. We don't really need to go into it.
it's beside the point.
Yeah, we should.
We apologize.
Yeah. We should really get on with the show. So, without further ado, a song from Blackboard Jungle, which essentially was the theme to the rock and roll era. It was one of the first that came out. Really a fantastic song. Rock around the clock. Take it away.